Hello everyone. So we're here for another one of our series of webcasts, and this one is with Marilea Grider. So Marilea is by far the most important person in the department, and she doesn't want me to say that, but I will say it because I know the truth as a person sitting in a pilot seat for at least for a while. So Marilea is our chief administrator. The exact title is
executive
executive
administrator.
administrator. And basically, as any other operation in the world, we need to be financially sound. You can do the best science, the best medicine, but if you're not financially sound, you're not going to survive. So, what's your secret? How you keep, 300 some people, all on time and not spending too much?
I am a very, very organized person. I really, if you looked at my calendar, you would see how organized I try to be. So one thing that you didn't mention is I'm also the administrator for the Department of Emergency Medicine.
Because I'm jealous, that's why I didn't mention it. Now you say, okay.
I try to give you all that I have, though. But you really have to be, plan ahead. Every day I, look and see what I'm supposed to be doing and plan and try to stay ahead of problems whenever I can. We're also very fortunate in this department to have such a strong administrative team to support me and our physicians like Kathy Groen, Patrice, who's behind the camera.
We should name them all.
Yes, we have a great team. Our education is led by Lynn Hansen, supported by Sarita Phillips, and got Corey Anderson, who supports the chair's office and our physicians credentialing. We have Rhonda Everett, who supports many of our anatomic pathology physicians, and even more importantly, helps the promotion and tenure committee ensure that our physicians' packets are pulled together. She also works with our service chiefs and vice chairs on our recruitments, and just the itinerary building for that is amazing. Maisie Tinsley is someone who supports Dr. Krasinskis and several faculty.
Our vice chair for anatomic pathology.
Yes. And Maisie is someone I've worked with for a long time. She and I actually worked at Grady Hospital together in the lab. And Maisie pitches in and helps out the expert consult service and other areas where they need assistance. We have Sheila Tooks and Veronica Phillips who support our expert consult service with Dr. Edgar, formerly Dr. Weiss. And then we have Daryl Palms and Walt Iacula, who oversee our informatics as far as making sure that our desktop computers and technology are working properly. And we have Erin Owade and Ruby Halcomb, who oversee our human resources. And we have April Lowe, who is supporting our experimental pathology faculty. Ed Becker, who is our accountant, who makes sure everyone gets there.
We don't spend too much on our grants.
Yes. He makes sure you get reimbursed for any expenses you incur, and he helps us very much with ensuring our finances are in order. And then Kathy Groen, of course, is our associate clinical administrator. She oversees much of our academic financial operations, and many of the team members report up to Kathy.
So the concept of teamwork, is essential. And as a matter of fact, I like to, see myself as part of a leadership team rather than just defining myself as a leader. And I have to say, working with you has been great. John Roebuck, who was sitting on that chair, not long ago, and Alisa, and of course, Charlie Hill and he's also been in one of those webcasts for the educational part. And soon we'll have Cindy Dardine for diversity and inclusion. What is the most challenging part of your work? I guess you have to say no sometimes. The magic word.
Well, that probably is one of the more challenging things, because in my role as an administrator, I really want to advocate for our department and our faculty. I think they're wonderful. We have such a great group of providers in our department. So when I have to say no, or if I have to deliver news that they don't necessarily want to hear, I try to be empathetic and sympathetic about it, and explain it in a way that they can understand why. You know, that is hard to do sometimes, but for the most part, I can say yes. A lot of times I can say yes. Yeah.
So what is the most fun? Because sometimes people think administrators are like, you know, sort of behind the scene, you know, dealing with a lot of paperwork, a lot of bureaucracy and numbers, you know, this, you know, obviously this important need to make numbers meet, you know, but what are the fun parts?
Well, you're right. I mean, that is a big part of the job. I do find a lot of that fun. I enjoy, you know, taking time to think and be an administrator. But I think what also gives me joy in this particular job, in this department, is I am a medical laboratory scientist. I grew up in the laboratory, so I really understand the work. I understand the terminology, and I know what you're trying to accomplish in pathology as far as the patient care and everything's concerned. So I think more than a lot of administrators may feel, I actually feel like I'm part of the team because I have that scientific background and credentials. That's what I enjoy.
No, and that's great. And I hope you feel the same for the science part, because really every time we have a great paper, or, you know, we receive an award or something, there is a teamwork behind. And it's not just people pipetting or somebody writing a grant, you know, it's the administration making sure that we're doing things correctly. The regulations, it was important, you know, I like to talk about science. I always say the word STAR, you know, with my, you know, science, you know, S for science, T for teamwork, you know, A for alignment, because I always think, you know, that science has to be aligned with clinical work, with administration, and the R at the end is always about regulation and responsibilities, because, you know, we have to do things right, otherwise, you know, it doesn't work, and you can spoil a great discovery if you don't have the right framework. What do you do for fun?
Oh, well, for fun, let's see. Well, I am a voracious reader. I probably read 50 to 100 books a year. And I'll read from all genres, but mainly literary fiction. I love to cook. I'm a really good cook, but I don't bring any food.
And she never brings it.
I never bring any food
say,
in.
But, you know, nobody's perfect.
Poor Guido's eating tuna today. And then I enjoy time with my family and my children. My kids are grown, but they live in the Atlanta area, so.
And you just had a new arrival.
I do. I've got 2 grandchildren. One is going to be 4, and the other one is 5 months old.
5 months, yeah.
5 months old.
Right, yeah, because it was right around Christmas time.
Right, on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, yeah.
Wonderful day to be born.
I know. My son, he lives in Atlanta and is a territory salesperson, and my daughter is a child psychiatrist here at Emory.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything you do for this department. You know, I wasn't joking when I said the most important person, because at the end of the day, you know, we need that type of structure and you know, administrative safety, you know, sometimes that's the word to use, you know, so that we can do our work without, you know, being in fear or something going wrong. And thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.